I am standing before you to explain one important topic on the subject physics, and the portion of the physics is that is written here, that is surface tension. So in your life so many tensions are there. Okay, so whenever you are entering the school, the tension is how to solve the questions, how to listen to the orders of the teachers. That is one type of tension. Another tension is how to complete the homework. Another tension is what are the questions will be asked by the teacher, whether we will be able to solve or not. So these are the tensions of your life. So similarly, in the every part of the nature, tension is also there. Okay, so with that tension, I am not ready to introduce the topic. Okay, I am joking now. So that tension is needed for life. Whenever tension will be given to you, then only you will prosper. Tension is given to you by the parents, by the teachers. Every time you are just kept upward because the expectation is more. Everything will be asked by others that whether you are doing the things or not. Gradually you will try to prosper. Okay. So the most important part of the physics is I have kept the topic that is surface tension. On the surface, tension is also there. Inside the body, tension is also there. Everywhere tension. So physics tension is something different. Okay. So before going to that concept, I will show some of the figures whether you will be able to observe these things in your daily life or not. Let us see. So here, have you seen this one? Whether some of the insects are able to walk on the surface of the water. Some of the insects are able to walk on the surface of the water. Can you walk on the surface of the water? Is it possible? No. We have not made like this. Okay. So insects are able to walk on the surface of water. Some physical phenomena is behind this. Okay. And another example I am giving. This example you must have seen whenever you are just coming after taking bath. Girls are doing the same thing. Your mother, your sister, maybe you. Okay. So like this, you make your hair dry. This is one incident you are observing in daily life. Here you can see that a girl or a person is walking in the water, in the sea. So whatever the explanation, whatever the incident will happen there, I will explain later. Let us observe. Have you seen this or not? Here, the same thing. In every Sunday, on every Sunday you are doing the same thing in the hostel, or your mother or father are doing the same thing. Some are doing or washing the clothes in washing machine, or some are using their hands. Okay, whenever you are making the jhag, that foam from the soap solution or the detergent, but this incident is also related to my topic. So I am showing you the certain examples. Here, this one, if you are a painter, you are using the painting brush. What happens in the painting brush? I will again come to this incident and you will tell how it is related to my topic. Here you can see the incidents that paper is intact with the surface of water against the gravity. Again also this one, the blade is a metal, but it is floating on the surface of water. Okay, so these are the things. And you can observe that water droplets, you must have seen the water droplets are here, and sometimes it must be coming into your mind. Why it is spherical? Why not cuboidal? Why not conical? Okay, these are certain incidents. So here I will explain what the concept is. Whenever we are talking about surface tension, it means in Hindi you say it as prusth tanav. Prusth का मतलब the surface, the upper part. Okay, उसके ऊपर जो तनाव डाला जाता है, मतलब टेंशन लिया जाता है. That is a prusth tanav. What is the reason behind this? Every time it tries to minimize the surface what is the basic concept behind the surface tension? It always tries to minimize the surface area. How can it be minimized? Suppose this is a molecule kept on the surface of water, then with its neighboring molecule it is attached like this. From both the sides they are pulling, each other. Suppose this is the surface of water. If this is the front part of an object, then the force acts in this tangential directions, in both the directions. This is the surface tension and this is surface tension. Tangentially they are acting upon the body, so that this film is keeping this body upon the surface of water. Okay, the basic concept behind this, every time it tries to minimize the area. Whenever it tries to minimize the area, they have to attract each other. So that they will be kept in a small surface and minimum surface area will be there. Okay, this is the concept. How to understand that the surface film is the molecules of the surface film, they are kept intact. In morning time, if you have kept some of the curry at night, in the morning you will see that there is a thick layer upon the curry or the vegetable curry, whatever you are doing, the sabji. And also after heating the milk, if you are keeping sometimes, there is a thick layer kept upon the surface of the liquid or that milk. So that is the thing which is a part of the surface tension. And you must have seen when you are cooking the chicken also, just after you will taste it, little bit not good, but after sometimes you will have a taste and it will look more tasty. Okay, that is also good. The surface film becomes thick and becomes more tasty also. Okay, so how that tension will be kept? If this is a container, water may be kept like this. One instrument here, two types of forces are acting. One is adhesive and another is cohesive. Adhesive force, cohesive force. So what is adhesive and cohesive? Adhesive force, if water is kept inside the container, the force of attraction between this molecule and the wall or the container, force of attraction between the water molecules and the wall of container. This is your adhesive, ADHESI, adhesive. So what is cohesive? So cohesive is the force of attraction, cohesion, the force of attraction among the molecules inside the water. Water के अंदर, inside the water, the suppose molecules are there like this. There is attraction force amongst them, that is called the cohesive. If the water is kept, whatever the molecules are kept near the wall of the container, the whatever the attraction force is there, that is cohesive. Remember that cohesive force is less than adhesive force. Wait, I will take the magnitude of both the forces. Cohesion, that is cohesive force, will be less than adhesive. For the same reason, you must have seen the water surface is like this, or sometimes like this also. It will be kept. This is concave set. This is a concave set. Water surface, it is there. Here they are combined due to the adhesive force. Okay. So this is basic concept behind the adhesive force and cohesive force in the water molecule if it is kept in a container. Suppose I make you understand in a better way. that if I am saying that this is a beach, ये झूल रहा है, okay, ठीक है? Whoever will be standing here, and also here. If that bridge breaks or it is totally destroyed, then they can be placed. This is the end point. This is they can stay there. But whoever will be standing here, okay, Mithun Chakraborty, he will or she will come down. In the same way, surface tension also works. Whenever I am adding any of the substance of less density, whenever I am adding any substance of less density to water, this is water. This is not a beach now. This is now the surface of the water. Let us consider water. Then the surface tension, which is on the surface film, means amongst the molecules of the surface, they are tightly bound to each other. Now, whenever I am adding whenever I am adding oil, because oil has less density than water, we know it. If I am adding, the surface tension decreases. Every time the molecules on the surface are trying to come down, because there is also movement amongst the molecules. Every time it is trying to come down. Whenever you take a glass of water, then the molecules will just rotate inside the container. But when it is kept for some time, the surface film is pumped. The molecules are combined or joined to each other like this, keeping one hand with another. Okay. Every time they tend to move downward. But due to the surface tension, they are not able to do that. When oil is added to it, what will happen? The surface tension or the surface film becomes thinner. The surface film, whatever is kept, that is thinner. Now, it is thin now, so automatically the film will be broken. Why it is broken? Because surface tension decreases. The molecules are now separated from each other. Okay, this is the basic concept. When a substance of less density is added to the surface of the liquid, which is having some tension, that is water, let us consider, then the surface tension of the water decreases. Okay, this is the concept. So what happens? Suppose this is a molecule, this person is a molecule. When oil is added, the surface tension is less, so film is broken and it comes down. But here, whoever is standing here, they are intact to the wall. Here the cohesive force is there, but here adhesive force is there. They are intact. Some of the molecules will be intact. Okay, the basic concept. Where how the surface tension will decrease. Then another concept I will say, if I will go for next part. Okay, one example I will give you. That is, let me go to that page. Here you have seen. You can observe here. And let me explain all the things. Due to the surface tension, due to the tension created on the surface of the water, as they are very lightweight, the weight is very less, so they can be kept on the surface of the water. They can mark on it. Next figure. This is whenever you are taking bath, what happens? The water tries to minimize the surface area. Whenever just after the bathing, the water tries to attain the minimum surface area on its surface. So for that reason, the hair threads are connected, combined. Okay, so they are combined by the water. Due to the interaction force, they are attaining the minimum surface area from both the sides will be squeezed. But after some time what happens? Do you know in the in the rainy season, whenever it is raining outside, we are keeping our wet clothes just below the fan. Why? The basic thing that when the fan will rotate, what happens? The region just below the fan, whatever the water molecules will be there or the water vapors will be there, they will be blown away from that place. Okay, they will be blown away from that place, such that whenever we are keeping that wet object or the wet cloth just below that, the water vapors from the cloth, they will come out. They will come out and they will be placed in those places. From that place, the water vapors are now blown away by the air from the fan. Okay, and next step is then whatever the water vapor is coming from the wet cloth, they will be kept there. And after that, we are observing that it is dry now. The same thing is happens with our hair. Whenever we are taking bath, then water is combined. Water due to the it's the phenomenon that it always points to minimize the surface area. So the hair threads are joined. After some times, whenever you are using this dryer or a cloth to make your hair dry, the water comes out gradually. The surface tension decreases, gradually it will be done. Okay. Next figure. Here, whenever we try, this example I will definitely say, whenever we try to walk on the sand, the beach, you must have walked to the beach to the sand, so you are able to walk properly. But when you enter into the water, sea water, okay, then what happens? What happens? At that time, you will feel that you are unable to pull your leg. You are unable to pull your leg. You are unable to walk comfortably inside the water. You are unable to walk comfortably inside the water. Water is salty. Sea water is salty. Maybe density is more. Okay. So, whatever the part is combined to that, the due to increased surface tension, inside the sea, increased surface tension on the surface of the water level, you are unable to walk on it. That phenomena is happening only due to surface tension. Next, here I have already told you the detergent. Let me explain what happens in detergent. Okay, so whenever you are using the cloth for many days, it contains small pores, and in those small pores, that is kept. That do well some tension. So whenever detergent is added, formation detergent, you must have listened or learned in class 10 also. Detergent, whenever it is added to water, okay, then the surface tension of water decreases. Okay, surface tension of water decreases. It decreases the water surface tension. So the water can pass through the small pores, so that the water drops or water can pass through the very small drops. As now the surface is thin now. Yes or no? Because the surface is thin. Why surface is thin? Because detergent is added to it, the density is decreased. Sorry, the surface tension is decreased. Now the film is not there, so it can easily pass through the pores on the cloth, and whatever the dirt will be there, they will come out. Whatever the dirt will be there, they will come out. And why will pull them? Just go outside. Now it's not your place, get out from this. So this is the mechanism behind the detergent. When detergent is added, the surface tension decreased, so water now can pass through the pores of the clothes and the dirt can go away and it will be clean now. This is the concept. Another one, paintbrush. Whenever you must have painted different types of pictures, you must have seen that whenever the Asian paints, Berger, those who are coming, there, suppose a paintbrush you will keep inside the glass of water. Whenever you are keeping that, another class I will show you those things. A paintbrush is kept inside the glass of water, then you can see the threads or the hairy structures here, these things process, they start moving. They start moving inside the water, you will see that they can be moved. But whenever you will keep them outside, whenever you will keep that brush outside, you will see that those threads are combined or intact to each other, just to minimize the surface area, like the hair threads. Whenever you are putting your hair inside the water, you can see that they are moving, but whenever you are bringing out, they are combined together or intact to each other due to the surface tension of water. They always try to minimize the surface area, so they are joined. This is the concept behind this. The same thing happens to this thread also. Okay. And this part, I will show you this activity in another 2 minutes class. So let us see that here we can see the blade is floating on the surface of water. Blade is lightweight, its weight is not more. So whatever the film is formed on the surface of water, the surface film, that is able to keep the blade upon its surface properly. The blade is not coming down. If we will keep a needle also, needle can be kept. This activity I will show. This activity also I will show. Here also if you see, the paper is intact with the surface of the glass full of water. Whenever it is inverted, due to gravity, there is no effect of it. Okay? This activity should be done with proper time, with proper handling, so that it can be done properly. Okay? So here the surface, we can see air pressure is working here. Pressure of air inside the glass is working here also, but surface is connected to the water. The water surface is connected to the paper, and some sorts of activity of surface tension is also working here. Okay, these two activity I will do. And last part, I will definitely say, whenever you see any water droplet, whenever you are observing water droplet, so what are you observing? That droplets are always spherical. Really spherical, totally spherical, it's spherical. Have you ever thought of that why the water droplets are spherical? They should be cuboidal, they should be conical. Okay, we know that water, it doesn't have a specific shape. Whatever you are keeping, or you are keeping the water inside a glass, it is giving you a cylindrical shape or frustum of a cone shape. We are keeping in a spherical shape, it is a sphere now, hemisphere is a hemisphere now. But I am not talking about those things, I am not talking about why the droplets are spherical. The same concept can be used here. Suppose I will take the drop of water. The concept we have understood that surface tension is only possible, and surface tension does what thing? Right? Minimizes the surface. Surface को minimize कर देता है. Okay, maximize करने से problem. So minimize, less space is needed. Whenever I am giving you much dough, you can be converted into a sphere, you can convert it into a cone, you can convert it into a cylinder, you can convert it to a frustum. But the less surface, whatever we will get, that is spherical. That is spherical. Okay? If it will be a sphere, then the surface area will be the least. Okay? The attraction force will be uniform from all the directions. Attraction forces will be uniform from all the directions. For the same reason, to attain a minimum surface area, it is always spherical in shape. Okay? This concept you have to understand. So here droplets, they are spherical. Okay, so these are the examples I have given that why how the surface tension is working in our daily life. We are observing what is small concept behind this. Now we will discuss the mathematical derivation of the surface tension. Suppose I am just doing it. Let us see. Suppose this is the surface of the water. It is like that with different color. Suppose this is the upper surface of the water. Okay, I have kept suppose this length, and on this length infinite molecules should be there. What happens to minimize the surface? Suppose this is a person spreading his hand in this direction and this direction, just pulling from both the sides with this molecule and this molecule. Again, force is balanced from both the sides. Force is getting balanced from both the sides. Okay, so in this way, they are trying to hold the hands of each and every molecule so that the surface will be minimized. Okay, so if this length AB, the length upon which we are calculating the surface tension is L. Okay, let the total force acting upon it. Is F. Okay, so then the surface tension will be the surface tension upon that length will be the force upon the taken length. Okay, so surface tension, that is S, or you can T, that is F upon L. Okay, mathematically on that particular region we can find out the surface tension by taking the formula, the force acting upon it upon that particular length. Okay, mathematically then what will be the unit? The unit will be what? The force, it's a Newton divided by upon length, that is meter, Newton per meter, or Newton meter to the power -1. This is your SI unit, and what is the CGS, centimeter per second. The Newton will be dyne and meter will be centimeter. So this is the CGS and this is the SI. So in SI it will be Newton per meter, and in CGS it will be dyne per centimeter. This is the unit. Then what will be the dimensional formula? Let us derive the dimensional formula. So surface tension, the Newton or the force, it is from the basic we can say force directly. You can remember the dimensional formula, or likely the force upon the length. Force is equal to mass into acceleration is your length and T to the power -2 divided by L. Clear? So the final dimensional analysis, L can be divided M T -2. Clear? So here this is mass is M, force, and acceleration is L T to the power -2 divided by length is L. So L can be divided. So mass and the time period, that is M T -2. This is the dimensional formula. Okay, the basic mathematical derivation for the same. Okay. Let us understand what is surface energy. Suppose this is a container containing water or fluid. Here, as already I have told, two types of force, that is adhesive and cohesive. Adhesive is in between different molecules, different types of molecules, and cohesive is same molecule, same type of molecule. The substance should be same. The water molecule, cohesive force, water molecule is glass solid, this is adhesive force, and inside this cohesive force is there. Okay, so here this is called your Buck molecule. It is attracted by all the molecules of its neighbor. So whatever the force is acted upon it, F net is 0. Clear? What happens to the surface? Here force is like this, 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 force is like this. Here F net is not 0 because from upper part no force is acting. So F net is always downward. F net is always downward. Means the whatever the molecule will be upon the surface, it will always tend to move down. But this doesn't happen. Some energy is there on the surface. Some energy is there on the surface which is keeping that molecule on the surface. The energy which is responsible for keeping the molecule upon the surface, that is your surface energy. That is your surface energy. It always try to come down because the net force is acting downward, but the force is cancelled by certain energy kept on the surface. That is your surface energy, which is greater than this force acting upon it. Okay, but why surface energy? One substance will be having the least energy. One substance is having the least energy, means it is in equilibrium, or I will say the liquid molecules are stable. They should have the least energy. Least energy hoga, then that will be in equilibrium state. But least energy is only possible if the surface will be the least surface. Okay, the least surface area is equal to least surface energy. The surface will be more, molecules will be more energy will be there. But if the surface area will be the least, then only surface energy can be in equilibrium state. Okay, so this condition helps to minimize the surface area of the liquid film. Minimize the surface area of the liquid film, and that tends to the surface tension. Surface tension, I have already told, the surface tension is the phenomenon by which the molecules upon the surface always try to maintain the minimum surface area, and this is the reason behind this, that is the surface energy. Surface energy should be the least, so that the liquid should be in equilibrium state. Okay, so this is the condition behind this surface energy. Now, so now I have tried to explain the basics behind the surface tension concept. So many other concepts are also there, that is the contact surface, contact angle, meniscus, concave shaped, convex shaped in the fluid mechanics. So in another class, I will definitely explain all those parts and will cover those portions. So here, for my first video, I have tried to explain the basics of surface tension, why surface tension occurs, why surface tension is needed, and how the surface tension is changed with the different physical quantities. So different physical quantities means with rise in temperature, the surface tension decreases. Basically, with rise in temperature, surface tension decreases. When less density, a substance of less density is added to water also, surface tension decreases. Otherwise, it will increase. These are the basic things: how the detergent works, how the girls clean their clothes, or the human clean their clothes, and the girls dry their hair. Everywhere surface tension concept is right. I hope you are able to understand. If any suggestion is there, if any mistake is also there, you are ready and you are free to ask those things or to write those things in the comment also. So thank you. Namaste.